So in May this year, the skateboarding community of Cambridge came together and worked on a community garden and skate park together. We found some neglected land that had been abandoned for 10 years that was university property. We cleaned up all the concrete, we cleared away all the thorns and transformed the place basically into a place where skateboarders from around the city could come and enjoy. We had raised vegetable planters where people were starting to grow their own food. We had a really great thing going basically. We had a good solid month of enjoying this place. People were skating, building obstacles. This was something that brought the whole skateboarding community together, and it's a new place to skate in Cambridge. Is something that we've needed for a long time. If you look at the parks in Cambridge, then a lot of them are they're not up to scratch. We have quite a few actually, and there's been a fair amount of money spent on skateboarding. I think around £350,000 in the last 10 years or so. But instead of just a few good parks, we have a lot of parks that aren't up to standard, basically dotted around the city. And so we took it upon ourselves to bring something to the city that we could enjoy and was built by us and with our experiences in mind. So we had a good month of enjoying that space until the university found out about it, and now without any intervention, it's looking like we're probably going to have to abandon it. The ramps have been dismantled by the university, the vegetable planters have been destroyed. Anybody who's there enjoying the space is escorted out by security right now. So yeah, we're hoping that we can get some publicity out about the place and maybe get permission to stay. So really, we're trying to appeal to the council to say, give us a space, let us transform it into something positive, because when people see this kind of thing, they can't help but want to get involved and improve it and work on it themselves. And when they do, something really great can happen. Well, the petition that we raised has just passed 1,000 signatures. We've had an outpouring of public support for what we've been doing from like a wide range of people, not just skateboarders and not just Cambridge skateboarders. So lots of parents in Cambridge have really seen this as a positive thing. We've had Sam Davies, a local independent council candidate, has reached out in support for us. We've even had some professional skateboarders across the UK share the petition. And in addition to the web support, the main thing has been the actual action of building the space itself. Whenever someone sees the place for the first time, the first thing they want to find out is how can they help. We had 20 people come down and clear away thorns and sweep the space, constructing obstacles out of just stuff we had lying around. That's been the main support and sense of community that I've seen. That's really been really heartwarming. The dream come true would be for us to continue using this space in a sort of meanwhile sense. So maybe there is development planned for this space, although I kind of doubt it considering that it's been abandoned for 10 years, but we could get 1 or 2 or 3 good summers out of it before it's needed. So a great compromise for us would be for us to be able to use the space in an impermanent way, create something positive there, and when it's time for us to move on, we can find somewhere else. And hopefully we can show that there's a need for this kind of project in Cambridge, and that if you let the community get behind something, that they can fulfill the need themselves. They don't need a skate park development dropped in like an alien spaceship by the council. You know, if you give them the resources to do it, then people want to help with this sort of thing. I mean, this sort of thing has been done all over the world. DIY skate parks are basically a global phenomenon at this point. In London, they had frontside gardens, which was set up on land that was donated after the Olympics, and they used all wood from the construction of the Olympic Park, and that place was a combined skate park and garden. It stuck around for 4 or 5 years, and then when it was time for them to move on, they dismantled the park and they're currently looking for new land to host the ramps on. Burnside obviously is one of the most famous DIYs, and that's been going for decades now, successfully. There's cities where skateboarding is just more integrated into the city. It's not even a matter of skateboarders building their own parks. There's places like Copenhagen where skateboarding is just an activity that people see on the streets and is integrated and accepted and celebrated by the whole city. Yeah, I guess skateboarders do get a bad rep. People assume that we're all vandals and we're all doing drugs and drinking, but really skateboarders take what they do really seriously, and if they can come into a space, then they're going to improve it. You just got to look at places like South Bank, where it was skateboarders using the undercrop that transformed the space of South Bank into what it is today, really. They kind of paved the way for the cultural heart of that part of London. I know there are some concerns about noise with skating, and that's, to be honest, it's pretty reasonable. If we were to move forward with the DIY, then I'd like to do it in a way that's respectful to local residents. And, I've already talked to some of them, and they're positive about what we're doing. They think it's a great thing, and they say, 99 times out of 100, they've had no problems with the people skating the park. So if we can just come to some kind of compromise or agreement with them where we would keep the noise down within certain hours, then I'm sure we could make the park continue in a respectful way.